No, we need to go to normal place. Look at us. Look at us. Look at this.
I dare you to kill Scholar.
you just protect yourself.
Hey, Chapel here, and today we're going to be talking about Scholar Blood Cyclone. This is a build that maximizes the effectiveness of resets from Scholar Blood by using a spell that can cause complete chaos in a fight if you get a few resets. The spells that benefit most from Scholar are the ones that you can just throw out randomly every single time you get a reset without having to think much about it. Cyclone, despite not being a strong spell, is therefore perfect for this. With a couple of resets you can have so many going at the same time that it's impossible to keep track of, and it's very difficult to deal with. So first of all, what jewels do you take? On your Cyclone you most importantly want Consume Static to stun and increase lifetime, with the next best choice for the third one being increased damage. The stuns from Cyclone is one of the best parts about this, since the constant mini stuns will cause interruptions in the opponent's combos, both if they're attacking you or if you're playing with teammates, it will help them as well. The increased lifetime makes it much easier to have many going on the go as possible, which is the main premise of playing this. For your second spell, Lightning Curtain is a brilliant choice, while using the jewels of Shield from Spell Power, blocking projectiles to charge your weapon and increase move speed. The jewels for this is not quite as important for Cyclone, but the move speed is especially helpful since it helps you with keeping distance. Lastly, for Chaos Dash, the jewels aren't very important for this spell at all, but the best that you can get are all of the buffs for the illusion that spawns. Now moving on to what are the pros and cons around playing this setup. On paper it does not sound very good, but believe me, in a team fight, this thing is brilliant. With a lot going on, it's difficult to keep track of all of these, and when that happens, enemies will constantly take poke damage and have their cooldowns interrupted while trying to attack your teammates or yourself. Secondly, it's worth noting this is very easy to play. The only premise around playing this is just staying alive. There aren't many combos or nuance to playing it, so as long as you know how to use your cooldowns effectively and keep distance, you can often stay safe and bait people into chasing you at bad times. One advantage you might not expect, and it's rare to say this especially for such a bad spell, it actually has a very good matchup versus Aegis, and it's a very good trait to have given it's the most popular spell in the game. The reason for this is the damage intervals of Cyclone appear very randomly, making it hard to time Aegises, and Aegis doesn't do anything by itself to help get rid of the Cyclones that are flying around, which leads on to the first big disadvantage. Any kind of barriers, especially Lightning Curtain, is a horrible matchup. Since you cannot control your Cyclones once they're out, they become easy food for anyone using barriers or Lightning Wall, meaning they get guaranteed value and they take that Cyclone out of the fight. On top of this, any kind of terrain drastically reduces Cyclone's effectiveness for the same reason. If they're randomly colliding with any kind of environment, then it's going to be difficult to keep many out at the same time. The last big disadvantage, as you'd expect whilst playing Scholar Blood, you will die immediately if you're caught out. Warrior Blood is essential for the majority of builds, since if you have to interact with your opponent, you will die immediately without its tankiness. So as I keep saying, avoid trades at all costs. You just want to stay at range and let them play into you if possible. Now, I'll usually start talking about combos here, but I'll be honest, there isn't really many that you tend to do with this build. The main thing I will say is pay attention to when you might be getting stuns, since this can lead into weapon skill conversions. That said, be very mindful of how you use your cooldowns, since they are also your important defensive tools that you need to stay alive if you do get jumped on. That's all from me. I hope you enjoy this setup. It's stupid, it's fun, and it's easy to play. Give it a go. Alright, I'll see you guys. Bye.
Drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk, and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down, we're getting on fire, we're raising up higher. The bottle is up, we're over the top, it's time to get wild. The time of a life, it's happening now. We're out of control, together we're rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk, and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk, and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk, and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river, we drunk, and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Sung it in the wind, listen to the thunder. We got a rock party till the lights